Hi, welcome to this week's headlines. I'm Keith Kam. Here are the highlights. UMNO member Anina Sadudin was sacked on Monday after she filed a lawsuit against Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak over the issue of a 2.6 billion ringgit donation, which went into his personal accounts. The reason behind her sacking? UMNO's constitution states that taking party members to court results in automatic termination. But since she is suing on behalf of the party, now she is no longer a member. Whoa, mind blown. How like that? National Day and Bersih 4.0 went by without any untoward incidents, thankfully. The fallout this week, however, not quite so. Bukit Aman is now busy hauling up Bersih rally organisers for questioning, as well as some of those who attended, and this included former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. And our main story for the week is the 16th International Anti-Corruption Conference happening right here in Malaysia. The attention of the world is focused on Malaysia this week, even more so since the planet's leading experts on corruption, money laundering and graft are meeting at the Putrajaya Convention Centre. That's just 6 kilometers or so from Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak's office. 1,000 delegates from 130 countries. The 16th International Anti-Corruption Conference is jointly hosted by the Malaysian government, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Agency, as well as Transparency International Malaysia. Their theme, Ending Impunity, People, Integrity, Action. Semangat. Their message is loud and clear. Individuals and organizations who commit corruption must not get away scot-free. If you don't know it already, corruption is a bad thing. Hence, anti-corruption. No. So why is it bad? Well, it denies ordinary people money that could have been used for education, for development, for health, or because it went to some companies' accounts to secure a government project. Undertable money, kickbacks, whatever you want to call it, it just piles on the costs. Now here's an example. Take this t-shirt. Now, it could cost, 20 ringgit? But if I were to buy it from someone else, and he buys it from someone else, along the way, there's going to be markups here and there. So now if you add a markup that is actually a bribe, I may end up paying 50, maybe 60 ringgit for this t-shirt. So how does this affect us? Well, we take it to the streets and ask the people to rate from 1 to 10 how corrupt they think Malaysia is.
I would say a 10.
10. If there's 20, it will be 20.
7.5.
8.2. 7. 7 is my lucky number.
70%.
It's definitely above the median. It would be somewhere around 7, 8. I don't think it deserves a 9 or a 10 because I haven't really seen really corrupted nations yet, like third world countries, countries that are famous for pushing drugs like Colombia. But then again, being here to witness our own leader not standing up to deny these allegations or doing anything to save our economic crisis that's ongoing here, definitely tells me that there is a significant amount of corruption.
Okay, now remember how I said the venue of the 16th IACC is just a 10-minute drive from the PM's office? It was interesting to note, especially among analysts and observers, that Najib was a no-show at the 16th edition of this biennial meeting. Records have shown that as far back as the 8th edition of the IACC in Peru, the head of state is usually a speaker. The reason? Minister in the PM's department, Datuk Paul Low, advised Najib to give this event a miss, anticipating a hostile crowd. Maybe that was good advice. In his keynote address, Transparency International Chairman Jose Ugas called on Putrajaya to do more to fight corruption. He pointed to the fact that $700 million, which found its way into Najib's personal accounts, was just too much to ignore. He talked about how having agencies disbanded while investigating the issue also does not reflect well on Malaysia's commitment to fighting graft. He says Malaysia is facing a corruption crisis.
No one can be in Malaysia and not be aware of the corruption allegations of recent months and how damaging they are to this country. There is a corruption crisis here. As a global anti-corruption movement, it is our role to ask questions. We want to see more progress, but that cannot happen while there are unanswered questions about the 700 million that made its way into the Prime Minister's personal bank account.
Are we really facing it? Tunku Abdul Aziz Ibrahim, he is a Dewan Negara Senator and also a former head of Transparency International Malaysia, so he knows what he's talking about. Now, he defended Najib. He says it is not fair to label Malaysia as a country in the midst of a corruption crisis. Why? Because investigations into the $700 million issue are ongoing.
Dalam pandangan saya, ini satu statement yang tak betul. Ya. Memang kita ada problem masa sekarang ini. Banyak allegations lah. Ya. Banyak ketuduhan berkaitan dengan dengan Perdana Menteri kita. Tetapi perkara ini masih orang kata under investigation.
Take heart though, Datuk Paul Low, also the Minister in charge of Integrity, he has vowed to defend the MACC in carrying out their duty independently.
I will protect the institution of MACC in carrying out whatever the task that they need to do, whatever investigation that they need to do, and I will protect them at any cost. And if anybody touches the sanctity and the independence and capacity of this institution, I believe the people should be very vocal, they should criticize, and if necessary, they should go to the street.
So, corruption, what do you think? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below, but before you answer, just remember that bribing a cop to avoid a saman is also corruption. Think about that. Thanks for watching Headlines. By the way, BFM 89.9 turned 7 today, so happy birthday to us. If you want to give us a birthday present, send your donations to any charity that's close to your heart because sharing is caring. I'm Keith Kam. Have a fabulous week ahead.